Shawnee. Welcome back. I am going to do my makeup. That's why we're here. And I'm going to use the Natasha Denona Biba palette, one of the old OG palettes. I still have it. And I realized I haven't used it in a while. Yeah, and I like her old palettes, like before the past 3 years or so, because I prefer the formula, and that's pretty much it. I prefer the formula. Okay, so I already put some moisturizer on, but I also think I'm going to use the moisturizing balm from Danessa Myricks, and I need your opinion because I might be wrong. Hardly ever happens, but okay. All right, so although I work from home a good amount since, you know, the world changed in 2020, I also have an office that I work in because I have folks who want to come in person for therapy. All right, so the way it works is there's a suite of us and 5 of us, and we each have our own office. Like, we're each our own practice, right? Basically, we share a waiting area and like a little kitchen thing. So when you walk into the office, you go to one side and it's 3 offices. You go to the other side and it's me and my friend, our 2 offices. And we're like, they put us over here because we're crazy, right? I'm gonna use the paint base, eyeshadow base from Colored Ring. So, okay. Basically, we share all of the bills and fees and all that jazz. And yeah, like, there are some things where like one person is in charge to make sure to let everybody know, like, hey, this is due or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, like I said, we share the waiting area, right? So, what was it? Like 2 weeks ago, we're in a group chat and somebody sends a text and they're like, hey, my supervisee said that there is like work going on in our office, in our suite. So some of us supervise beginning therapists or like postdoc people because they have to be supervised and get enough clinical hours. They have to be supervised by a licensed psychologist. So some of them meet in the therapist's office. So one of the supervisees, I guess, contacted one of the therapists and was like, hey, did you know that there is construction going on or whatever? Okay, I'm going to start with the mattes. Probably these 2 here. Or these 2. Let's see what happens. So the person sends a... Not even the one. Yeah, no. The person sends a text to the supervisor, and there are pictures, right? And the pictures show like the floor, not the floorboards, the baseboards are like pulled up. There's a big old like industrial sized fan in the little hallway by the other side, their office side with the 3. And it looks like 2 of the offices, people had gone in and taken stuff off the walls and didn't put them back, and had also moved furniture and all this stuff and hadn't put it back, blah, blah, blah. So this was on a Monday. And so I had been in the office the previous Friday, and I'm like, none of this was going on. So when did this happen? So apparently it happened over the weekend. Okay. So they're texting more because another supervisee contacts her supervisor and sends a video of like the loud fan. Oh, here's my eye mask. I didn't know it was in here. I was looking for this. The other supervisee sends a video, and it's basically just like the loud ass fan, and just everything looks a mess, in my opinion, okay? Now, what shimmer should I use? Yes, I'm asking you, even though you can't tell me. Who am I seeing today? Maybe I'll... I use a combination. So right now I've already used Pasha and Seed, and I'm going to go into Tone. This is a different, like, formula. No, I don't want to use that. Never mind, don't worry about that. I'll use Rayon. It seems like one that I use a lot, and Shine, I think. Let's just see what happens. So, I'm getting more and more upset. Also, like, what's happening here? Oh, yeah, I guess it's there. But I feel like, whoa, no, it's not giving me anything, really. All right, so we'll leave that alone. So I'm getting more and more upset because everybody's in the chat like, you know, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And I was in the mood to just be upset with someone. Do you ever wake up in one of those moods? I was like, somebody come around so that I can, like, be real upset with you. Maybe cuss you out real nice, okay? So I was just feeling like, okay, y'all are fueling the flames of my fire. I'm going rustic. Maybe that will show up a bit better than whatever the hell that rayon is. So I'm getting fired up because I'm like, what is happening? And none of us know, right? Because nobody was in the office over the weekend. Child, I used to work on the weekends, and then it just, no. I just couldn't. I couldn't maintain working all week and the weekend. Like, anyway, so one of the ladies sends an email to the building manager, Aaron, but I call him Aaron. If you know, you know, from Key and Peele. And he sends back like, oh, there was a flood in the women's bathroom, like 2 floors up from us. So they had to go into like offices and stuff, and I guess fix any like water damage. And he was like, if there's a problem, let me know. And I'm like, problem? There's a problem, Ron. Like, we see clients. And I'm sorry, we pay a good amount for this office, okay? I'm trying to figure out, why is there a big ass fan? And why are the baseboards gone? And why is there like that blue painter's tape all on the wall? Tell me something, Aaron, Aaron. So basically, we're all on the same email chain, right? Like whenever we email about the building and things like that, everybody's on the email chain, so we all have the same information. I send a strongly worded email, but very like professional, right? Because I'm like, listen, could you imagine walking into your therapist's office and there's like a big ass fan, the baseboards are torn up, and then you're like, this is an affluent area. Why your office look like this, okay? And also, I just felt like, let us know that this is gonna happen, because these are doctors' offices. We're doctors, okay? And you can't just be going into somebody's office and moving stuff around, taking stuff off the walls and all this stuff when you feel like, who was it that was in the suite? We have a code to get on in the office suite. So obviously it was somebody from management or something that let them in, right? I want to know who's coming into the office, because we're the only ones who have the code, as well as we give it to clients and then the building folks, right? So I'm like, y'all couldn't see to email, text, anything to let us know that this happened and that you were going to be in our suite during, like, on the weekend. Because even though I don't work on the weekend, like, sometimes I'll go in or whatever. The other day I forgot my laptop. Sometimes I go in to do whatever, and I'm sitting here like, I'm not expecting anybody to walk into the office, let alone go into the individual offices and move ish around. So I sent an email to AA Ron. And I was like, this is unacceptable. When are y'all going to be done? And also, are you going to take some money off of our rent? This is an inconvenience. At least I think so. I don't pay to have baseboards ripped up and a big ass fan. So AA Ron responds real like, you know, it'll be fine. It'll be 2 days and you can let me know if there's any issue. And I'm like, I just told you there was an issue because there's an issue. How do you not see? How do you not see that this is not okay? And maybe that's where I was wrong, but in my opinion, you came into the suite when no one was there. You put this industrial-sized fan in the hallway. You ripped up the baseboards in the hallway as well as in the little kitchenette area. You went into people's offices, moved stuff around, took stuff off the wall, and didn't put it back together. How is this not a problem? You didn't let us know any of it. So I'm sitting here like, are we having the same like thought process? So let me know if I'm wrong on that one, because I don't think that I am. I don't think that I am, okay? So I get to the office, right? Because I'm like, let me see what's going on. Because also, if you did all this stuff, I want to make sure that I get there in enough time to put my office back together. Because you didn't have the common decency to do that, right? I walk in, and the supervisee that had been like the first one to figure it out is like, yeah, you know, they still haven't fixed it. And I was in my office like having a session, and one of the maintenance people just walked in. And apparently this happened twice. And I said, excuse me? They did what? And he was like, yeah, the door was closed, and just walked in without even knocking. So I'm like, no, last straw, okay? That is beyond not okay. Not okay. How dare you come into this office suite where people are working and walk into somebody's office when it's closed? You don't know how to knock on a door? I have a problem with that. These are doctors' offices. I don't think they understand. I don't know what you think that we're doing, but you just can't be walking into anybody's office like that. Because I would have probably fought somebody. If somebody walked in and I'm having a session and you have the unmitigated gall to walk into my office, I'm going to fight you. I don't know who you are, sir, madam. I don't know who you are. So I send a message to the group, right? I'm going to go in with the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm. This is the universal one. I sent a message to the group, and I'm like, so I found out that they were just walking up into people's offices during sessions. I was like, I don't play around with stuff like that. So one of the people responds and is like, oh yeah, so-and-so already sent an email to AA Ron. And I'm thinking, well, I didn't see an email. And I was like, oh, okay, because I was about to send an email and tell them how unprofessional this is. Here's where everything changed. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm still going to be stubborn and petty and keep doing what I'm doing. Homegirl sends an email or a text and is like, please don't send another email. I already emailed AA Ron and told him that this was unacceptable. So I'm sitting here like, first of all, apparently I was kept off that email, right? Because I don't see, everybody's always on the email chain. So I was kept off that email. Really, right now, they're picking up the trash. I was kept off this email. I don't know why. I ain't never been kept off an email. And also, I'm like, first of all, I'm trying to be helpful, okay? Because all this stuff is on your side. My side is fine. Ain't nobody came into my office. Ain't nobody did nothing in my office. It's on your side. I'm trying to help y'all out. But, okay, you don't want me to send an email? Why? So I read into it, right? Where's my other Here it is. I read into it. I'm going in with the Haus Labs foundation. I read into it and I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. I have a problem because it's a very interesting setup where I'm the only person of color in that office. I always seem to be the one that's having these conversations with Ron about like, Ron, can you explain to us what's going on? Can you give me some insight? Blah, 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 blah. Like, one of them will send the emails, but I tend to be the one that's like, I need a meeting with you. I'm like, what y'all saying? What are you saying? Why am I not on the email? And why are you telling me not to send another one? Because Ron needs to understand that this is not something that you play around with. And yes, I tend to be the one with the strongly worded emails. Still very professional. So I'm sitting here like, we need to impress upon this man that this is not okay. But you don't want me to email. So, petty boots. I was like, oh, okay. In the text. Y'all can handle everything going forward. And then there was a response back like, oh no, I just didn't want to bother people because like everybody's so busy and has stuff going on. I responded because now I'm in my feelings, as the kids say. I'm straight up all up and through my feelings because I didn't have to do none of that. And I'm going to tell you why. It didn't affect me. It's on your side, okay? My clients will come right in and they don't have to go over to that area. I was trying to be a supportive sweet mate, you know? But now, y'all can handle it yourself. Don't ask me for nothing. I ain't doing nothing, okay? Nothing. This extends to everything. I'm not doing anything. Y'all can handle it. Now, I've gotten lots of support on this. But I fear, actually I don't fear, probably, I could have not taken it that way. That's what my own therapist was like. I'm like, listen, sir, you've known me for years and I'm surprised that you don't know my level of petty. Cause I just feel like I was shamed. It was just weird. It was just really weird. And it felt very targeted because I'm usually the only other one who like interacts with the management. And so it just felt like, why can't I send an email? Like, why can't I send an email? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. I'll probably disagree, but I would prefer to know. I'm just thinking, like, I don't feel like it was really made clear how not okay this was. It's just not okay. How would you feel? You sitting there in your doctor's office talking about stuff and somebody just busts on through the door. No. No. I mean, I guess they figured it out, but I was like, y'all don't have to worry about me saying nothing. Nothing at all. I used to like put little messages on a little board in the kitchen, you know, everybody take care. Listen, you don't have to worry about me saying nothing to y'all no more. I'm only talking to my homegirl that's next to me. The rest of y'all, don't ask me to do nothing. Don't ask me to do anything because I'm not going to do it. So yeah, what do you think? I don't know how long it's gonna last, okay? Because I can hold a level of pettiness that probably could win a medal, you know? Maybe in another year or so, I'll be like, hey guys, you know, let me know if you need me to do anything. But as for right now, I'm gonna pay my bills. I'm gonna go in my office. I'm gonna see my clients. Say hey, hi, hello, and go about my business. That's what I'm gonna do. I also use the Haus Labs concealer. Let me know what you think. I mean, level of petty, 1 to 10. I think I'm at like a 9.3. Because I could have messaged Aaron and been like, don't include me on no emails, okay? Talk to them other people. I feel like that would have been a 10. Or I could have fussed somebody out in person, but I kept it real cute. I put it on the text. I had to tell y'all that story, and now I'm just like wasting time. I'm going to go in with my... What brand is this? What's this? Givenchy. Their old setting powder. They had like changed the formula and made it glittery-ish. So this is still an old one that I'm working off of. And it's actually one of my favorite powders. And so I'm kind of upset that they changed things. But whatever. So yeah, girl. That's okay. When I tell you I don't have to worry about me, they don't have to worry about me. Just trying to help y'all out. I am going into this Colored Rain bronzer. Of course, Colored Rain has gone out of business, so unless you stocked up beforehand, you can't get this. But I believe in using my stuff. So I'm gonna keep using it, girl, until it's done. And let's do some Pat McGrath blush. This is in Paradise Venus. Y'all see that Pat McGrath got like Woman of the Year? See, people sleep on Pat. Like they think Pat don't be fooling with her brand really no more. Pat's like, I have other things to do, okay? I'm over here doing runway shows and all Victoria's Secret and all this ish. Don't even worry about me. I got it. That's what Pat is saying. Okay, I also want to use the dark shade spots and do a bit of like a little bit of liner. And real quick before I forget, I read this story of this guy in California. He kept having like these repairs that he had to do on his house. Now first I was like, same. This year I feel like everything has gotten together, like the roof, the HVAC, the pipes, and the plumbing for my house, and they've just been like, all right, y'all, this is the year. We just gonna cause a ruckus. And they just took turns just taking my money. That's what they did. So I'm like, dude, same experience? So he keeps thinking, what the hell is going on? And he notices his trash cans are always flipped over. So he decides, I'm gonna put a camera to look at, you know, to surveil what the hell is happening. Child, he saw a 500-pound black bear come out from underneath his house. In the crawl space, this black bear moved in and signed a lease. So he sees this and he's like, what? He didn't invite that man to come stay with him. He did not invite that man. And he calls like the California wildlife fish people or whatever, and they haven't returned his phone call. So the police are like, yeah, but just like, don't even interact with him. I'm sorry if y'all come get this black bear out from under my house. And I guess he almost had an encounter with the bear, because he said he went outside and the bear was like growling and hissing. Listen, one of us has to move. And only one of us pays the mortgage. So the other one has to get out of here. I can't believe they were like, first of all, they didn't answer the phone. I mean, it's probably during the shutdown, but whatever. They didn't answer the phone. And then you have the nerve to tell me, just stay in your house, girl. Don't worry about it. First of all, this bear has nerve, okay? You moved your $500 ass up into my house? Are you okay? Okay, here's the finished look. Just kind of casual today to work from home. That's about it. Let me know how you're doing. I think that's it. Also, let me know how wrong you think I am or not. I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. I would love it if you liked the video. And I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.